What happens when you're a highly qualified teacher with years and years of international curriculum experience, leadership as a head of department, and glowing references? Yet every application you send to Australia gets rejected because of one tiny box. That one that says, do you have the right to work in Australia? Whew, tough. But this is the reality for many overseas trained teachers right now. Teachers from Africa, Asia, Latin America, teachers with Cambridge and IB expertise who are stopped cold by that single question. And here's the irony. Just last month, an Australian education report revealed severe teacher shortages, especially in secondary mathematics in regional schools. Principals also admitted that they are desperate for staff. Yet international teachers with the exact skills they need get screened out of the system by ATS machine for not checking the boxes. So the CVs get discarded even before it reaches a human being. In this video, I'll break it all down. I have a whole video of how I cheated the system when I went to Australia. And we're also going to be covering 3 big things. What the work rights question really means, why it's such a stumbling block for immigrant teachers, and most importantly, how to overcome it with strategies that really work. So stick with me to the end because I'll share exact phrasing you can use in your CV and cover letter to stop your application from being auto-rejected. I hate that ATM machine too. So I learned how to go around it. So let's put a human face on this. Meet Chipo, a mathematics teacher from Zimbabwe with 18 years of experience. She has taught Cambridge lower secondary IGCSE and A-level mathematics. She has led a department. She is registered with both the New Zealand Teaching Council and the Northern Territory Teacher Registration Board in Australia. If you know how hard it is to get those things done, you would know how much she has put on this investment. On paper, the perfect candidate, yet every time she applies for a job in Australia, she gets the same automated response. I know how hard it is because I've walked that road. It goes, your answer did not match the employer preferences. Which of the following best describes your right to work in Australia? Ooh, and that's it. Application closed just because of one tick box that you couldn't fill. Not all the whole qualification you have, one tick box. For many of us who are African teachers, this wall feels even higher. We don't hold passports that grant automatic work rights. Our visas depend on sponsorship. And often our applications never even reach a recruiter's desk because the system filters us out. Oh my God. Meanwhile, schools say they need us. Parents say their children need maths and science teachers. The dilemma is real. But here's the dilemma in simple terms. Number 1, the work rights question isn't really about you. It's about convenience, really. At least that's in my opinion. Schools are asking, can we hire this person tomorrow without doing immigration paperwork? They don't want to do all that work because if you know what it is, you will know it's really hard. And if your answer is no, the system blocks you out immediately. Who wants to work that hard? Number 2, most schools don't have HR teams trained in visas. Many aren't even qualified to handle international candidates as they are mostly local hires who only understand their systems, so anything not familiar to them becomes a nightmare. Principals, on the other hand, just want someone who can start teaching immediately, not someone who needs to be decided first before even starting the tedious visa process required by the government. Even when these principals are desperate, sponsorship feels like a risk because what if the person is not able to adapt even after going through the arduous process of hiring them? Will they then start again with another candidate? Or what happens to the students in the interim? This is not Africa where you can leave a classroom without students and say, oh, someone else will cover. No. Number 3, immigrant reality. For many African teachers, the visa only comes after the job offer. You can't apply for the visa before the school hires you. So you're trapped in a catch-22. Oof. That's not a place to be. And then there are cultural misunderstandings. Some recruiters underestimate African qualifications. Accent bias can also affect interviews, and some assume we can't adapt to new system when in reality most of us have already taught across multiple cultures. Can you imagine in a classroom in Nigeria you would have Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Efik, Kanuri in one classroom? And this is why the work rights dilemma feels like a locked door. Now let's talk solutions, because this door may be locked, but there are keys. Like I always say on this channel, mission difficult is not mission impossible. So with a little creativity, every problem can have a solution, but this is only possible if you have the right mindset. And yeah, that's what I'm here for. So here goes. First, and I will always give you something to work through, a checklist if you call it. First, reframe your work rights answer. Instead of just ticking no work rights in your CV or cover letter, please write registered teacher, visa ready, immediate relocation. Or say things like registered with the NTTRB, eligible for skilled migration visa, ready to relocate immediately upon offer. Now see, this phrasing tells schools the hard work is already done, and please do your hard work. Go certify all your certificates and all of that. Second, target schools that are sponsorship friendly. City schools in Sydney or Melbourne have too many applicants already, but rural and regional schools often can't fill maths posts. They're more open to sponsorship. If you're one of those who think being in a rural area means staying in that village in your country, then yeah, think again. Or just scroll past this video now, because you'd be surprised how much easier your life would be if you really opened your mind and determined that it is relocation you want and not Instagram ready locations. Choose one struggle, not both. Please start looking in adverts for keywords like skilled shortage or regional incentive. This will help you a lot. Third, work with recruitment agencies. Now, I'm not talking about shady people who would promise you heaven and earth and then disappear without a trace. I'm talking about certified and credible agencies like Smart Teachers, TESS, Randstad Education, ANZ UK. These agencies know which schools will sponsor and they can advocate for you. Watch my video on using agencies before you start the journey, because you are potentially getting yourself into a relationship that you need to understand what's going to happen. Now, fourth, please leverage your teacher registration. Put it right at the top of your CV, because that signals you are not a random overseas applicant, but somebody already recognized by their system. Fifth, highlight cultural value. Don't just list subjects in your CV or your personal statement. Tell a short story in your cover letter. For example, how you managed a multilingual classroom or supported students transitioning between systems. Show that you understand the cultural side of teaching. And sixth, play the long game. I did that too. Some teachers enter through New Zealand first, then move into Australia. Others take postgraduate study visas that can convert into work visas. Please check the age before you do this. These routes are longer, but they open doors. As I always say, go to where you are wanted first. Use them to learn the ropes before you go and embarrass yourself and your ancestors. Then please, afterwards, cash that experience in when you're ready for where you want. I've never hidden the fact that I went to Venezuela first before I then went to the US. And when that didn't work, I went to the UK. And oh man, and my journey really picked up. So please learn from my mistakes and don't start making fresh ones yourself. Anyway, here's the big takeaway. The work rights question might feel like a locked door, but you hold the keys. The key is how you frame your readiness, where you apply, and how you highlight the cultural and professional value that you are bringing to them. The schools like to see that you are bringing a lot more than they're paying for. Yeah. So teachers like Chico are not lacking in qualifications, they're lacking in visibility. By reframing your application, targeting the right schools and leveraging your registration, you can get your CV past the system and into the hands of decision makers, or just go to international schools instead. The truth is, Australia needs teachers, and if you position yourself correctly, Australia will see that they need you. Okay, I've said enough now, so thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with another teacher who's facing the same challenges. As usual, my name is Janet, the teacher who has been to 10 countries now across 6 continents and looking for more.